Let's talk clinic.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Hear Us Out, the Music and Media Blueprint. Y'all know who it is. It's your girl River with Lottie. And we have a very special guest joining us on today's episode. We have the extraordinary DJ Keita in the building. So shout out. What's up, Keita? What's up?
Hello.
What's up? What's the vibes?
Hey,
We love it. So what's the vibe? So we're so excited to have you here with us on today's episode. For those of you that this is your first time joining us, thank you for tapping in with Hear Us Out Music and Media Blueprint. This season 2, we're talking about building currency creatively. So we've got DJ Keita with us to really talk us through her DJ journey, but then also her journey as like a businesswoman as well. We're going to get more into that though. So Keita, let's start it out. How do you identify like creatively and professionally? What are the titles? What's the identification when we got going?
Whatever the situation needs at the time, I'm very like flexible. Sometimes I may have to be the boss. Sometimes like I'm good like just being a team player, picking up the slack. Yeah, it just all depends from situation to situation. But I do identify as a DJ, an event curator, just a creative. Like I also teach, but like I don't know, I've been like exploring like getting into art and also make music as well. So, I'm just like creative.
She's a multi-hyphenate, honey. She does it all.
Welcome to the club. Okay, we all doing it all. We love it. Talk to us about your music journey. Like, what was the introduction to music, and even like who were some of your inspirations? Like, how did you get started?
Okay, so it definitely started in high school. I always wanted to be a rapper, but like when I got to high school, I went to the
Didn't we all?
art high school with you. So and exactly, like, don't we all? So at the high school, I was like, when I was in high school, I was like so hard into like I'm gonna become a music producer. Like I want to make beats on the radio. But then like I ran into a bad creative block. So then I started DJing as another creative outlet. And I found out I was like, oh, this is more fitting for my personality and what I would actually want to do instead of like just sit in the studio. I want to be outside partying. So I just went for it and started pursuing that. And yeah, it just like it it's like a gift that was giving back, like, So but me having that musical background made it easier for me to become a DJ because being a DJ, you are a musician. And yeah. That's all I'm here to.
Who are the different like influences on your journey when it comes to DJing or creating your sets or just doing anything musically?
Kanye West is not a DJ, but he's definitely have been like someone who's been like inspirational to me, just as a creative. But as DJs, like when I started, I was like looking up to DJs like Kitty Cash. There was Venus X. So Venus X is based in New York, and uh, she did a lot of amazing things, and so has Kitty Cash. Like I loved how her career um is and what she's doing now too. Like she's dropping music and stuff. Like so and then also like DJs like Kid Capri, like I love his MC style. It's very like New York, and he's very like in your face. And sometimes like when I'm DJing, that's how I have to come across, like in your face. Like either me on the mic or the music selection that I'm playing, So yeah.
I feel that so heavy. I'm from New York, by the way. So anytime anyone from New York gets a shout out, I'm like,
Yeah.
Big Purr! Big Purr!
Yeah, it is.
I love the fact that you mentioned folks that aren't DJs as well, because honestly, it's like on our musical journeys, it could be any type of it doesn't even have to be people in music, honestly,
Yeah.
that influence the way that you
Facts.
move in the music world. And you mentioned Kanye, who's a prolific producer, right?
Mhm.
And so like there's that element within the DJ world as well. Like there's some overlap. So I love that.
Yeah.
I love that you tapped on a little bit the concept of creative block, because I think that's something that, we don't really like have the opportunity to really like dive into deeply enough. And it's something that I feel like everybody goes through, right? So I would love to just get a snapshot into like when you're about to have a set, when you're about to have an event that you're DJing for and stuff like that, do you have any like rituals or routines, or like how do you get into the zone? Like how are you preparing? What does that look like for you?
Yeah, so the day has to go right. Like the vibes have to be right from the moment I wake up. So the night before, like I'm making sure, maybe I'll plan my outfit out or just knowing like having my crates ready for the music that I'm gonna play. But before I step on to DJ anything, I do send up a prayer because I could be having the greatest day, and then I'll go to a gig, and then like something technological will happen and fuck me. I mean, and mess me up. Excuse my language, and mess me up. And it's just so easy being a DJ because you're like, first of all, you're playing the music. You're playing the loudest thing that's going on in the room. So if anything happens, they hear it or they can hear it, especially like if music goes silent. And sometimes with technology, you just don't know. Like, even to this day, like I've been DJing for like 10 years now. Um, I could be like, you could get the best DJ, but if the technology just wants to act funky, it's just gonna act funky. So I always
A
just
word.
you can't control it sometimes. It's like,
It really do be like that, like every time. Stuff
oh,
out of your control. So when you find yourself in those types of situations, like how, or even if you want to give an example too, like how do you find yourself navigating it? Like what ends up happening?
I keep my cool. Okay, I have to keep my cool because if you start stressing out, what is that going to do? What problem is that going to solve? It's not going to make it work. It's not going to fix it. But that goes for anything because being a DJ, especially depending on the gig, like you may have to interact with people who may have a bad attitude or you know they're very anxious. So me just professionally, and I feel like that's the same thing for like any profession that you go into, if especially like if you're service based, um you don't know who you might be running into. They might be having a bad day, come at you with an attitude, but they want you to get this business done, and your name is your name. You gotta like make sure you deliver. So yeah, my biggest thing, like I've been through it all. I done got cussed out in front of the sold out shows. The list goes on. I really like done a lot in my little 10 years of a career. But
Ain't no little. A
Ain't nothing
decade,
little about it.
honey. Ain't
Ain't
no
nothing little
little.
about it.
That's
No, we don't play
10,000
small and
hours
hear
and
us
then
out.
some.
Period.
yeah,
We don't play small. That big career, baby. Don't play small. We love it. We love it. Them 10
And
years.
can I
Look
just
at that.
say, I really appreciate you highlighting all the elements of being a DJ because it's technical,
yeah,
it's customer
Mm-hmm.
service,
yes,
it's creative.
Oh, big
yeah,
time.
There's multiple different, and like you said, you could be so far in your career. I heard, just like last week or so, like Grimes is having technical issues with her set. She's been
oh
DJing
yeah,
what for like 2 decades,
yeah,
and that's one of the biggest stages in the world, but it happens, right? It's like to the biggest names. So, and just imagine that, like you in a crowd full of people, it's Coachella, and your shit's on.
yeah,
Hot, but you got to keep it going. What?
yeah,
But that testament to, and this is just a like shout out to our high school as well, because let me tell y'all, we did not have it easy there. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a very like rigorous program, which was really dope because I think it prepared a lot of us for what this world was even about to be, and like
Yeah.
having to navigate, like constantly being told like the show must go on. I don't care if the lights go off, if the mic is off, if the whatever happens, if somebody falls off the stage, they better get to dancing
Yeah.
while they on the floor, and you better keep going while you on the stage too. So I really value like you starting out by even just like laying the like foundation with that, because these are the like key things that, you know, we could talk about all the you know, the pretty, the fun stuff, the lit stuff. Oh my God, yeah, but these are the elements where it's like, okay, but how are you handling the situation? How you staying on your 10 when
Yeah.
you kind of got to deal with those type of things? So that's super fire. I want to know. Tell us about, if you even have one, because I know you probably have a bunch, but what is like the best DJ set you've ever had? Like, walk us through that night. Like, what is like, oh, I killed that. What night was that? What was that like?
Damn.
It's probably multiple.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, that question always gets me, because it's like, damn, I've had so many like great sets. It's all
Flex, man. You can name a few. Flex.
Yeah, flex, please. We love it.
I mean, I played like a couple of pride festivals for like LA County, and with those settings I could like play a little bit more freer. I have a residency in Hollywood, and it's like I've been there for a long time, but it's like those nights where I just have that when I'm playing and I feel that connection between me and the people. It's just it's something I can't explain. Yeah, but and then I used to DJ for artists as well, so like those sets are always fun. Just traveling and just, you know, people just yelling, and then you get off stage and then you have new fans. They're like, oh my gosh, like, who are you? Yeah, it's
I love it.
Yeah.
Wait, I want to
love
hear
it,
about
though.
one of the artists that's, because that sounds so cool to be able to go over the world and just like do this. Like,
Yeah, so I've DJed for artists such as like well, I traveled internationally with and nationally with Destiny Rogers, and then I used to travel nationally with Armand and Trey as well. So those are like my two solid artists that I will always
period.
Yeah.
Listen, no, Tomboy is one of my favorite songs. So
Oh, yeah. That's my girl.
She got a pen on her.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I love it. So one of the things that you just touched on too, which is dope, is the different avenues that you have been able to kind of like dabble in as a DJ, right? So you just literally named, like, you was like, okay, I was a tour DJ, I have a residency at a club in Hollywood.
The residency was
and
a
then,
flex. Can I just say?
first of all,
she's like,
like,
oh
yeah,
yeah, she's like, I got an
that.
established.
Okay.
She's like, I got an established home that I go to regularly.
Regularly, you can find me same time. What we doing? Like, talk to us about how did you navigate, like, how did you build those relationships to even get any of these types of gigs? Like, talk a little bit about that.
It's all about, so there's a couple of things that come into play, I feel like, as a DJ. Well, this is what happened with my career. I made sure that every time I played very well, that I was entertaining. So every time, like, I built my reputation of being a very good DJ, someone who's reliable, dependable. So within doing that, a lot of it comes from like either people just going out and seeing me, or it's word of mouth, because either other friends with like the word of mouth thing happened with both Armand and Trey and Destiny Rogers for me to get start working with them. But yeah, how I get all my gigs is usually like word of mouth and just me networking and just my network of people. You know, somebody always throwing the party too, so yeah.
Be it in the right place at the right time. You need a DJ, I'm there for you. No, that's fire. One of the things that we talk about on our show a lot is like the power in networking, right? And how, like, especially in the music and media industry, like, it is the name of the game, quite literally. Like, you get your job regular, or you get your job through somebody knowing who you are, talking about you, word of mouth, So I think that's super fire that, like, you were able to kind of, number one, speak highly on like, yo, my reputation, my professionalism, which is what you just touched on. Like, I move professional.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on time. I'm gonna be reliable. If I say I'm gonna deliver, that's what I'm gonna deliver type shit. So I really value that. Like, that's a big talking point that we constantly go back on with our community on this show is like, y'all, the professionalism will get you far. Like, talent
Yeah.
gets you far,
You
professionalism and talent gets you
gotta do a
further.
good job. You
Mhm.
gotta keep it solid because it's like you are not going to get the next gig if the current gig ain't hitting. So
Period. Like, it is like top, like it's the number one rule. You feel me? So I think that's super fire. I love, so one of the things that we haven't talked about yet, which is the thing that I'm actually super geeked about for you on your behalf. Talk to us about the founding of Hood Rave. And
Oh
first of
yeah.
all, for our community, give us a little overview on what Hood Rave is,
Yeah.
and then talk to us about the founding of it, cause fire.
So yeah, so me, I throw hood rave with one of my best friends, Kumi. Baby, she's like a superstar. She's like currently like getting her PhD right now. It's really crazy. Like she throws this rave, but she's like becoming a doctor. It's really wild. But basically me and her started, well, I was throwing parties, she was throwing parties on her own, but then we met and then we was like, well shit, let's start throwing parties together. So we started just throwing, she already had a concept called Love is the Plug, so I kind of just came into the situation as like just investing and helping with throwing the parties and stuff. So we were doing this for like 5 years. So it went from Love is the Plug, then we changed the name to Black Planet. And then I was actually away on tour, but Kumi was like, okay, we're still throwing this party, but she was like, you know what? I want to call it Hood Rave. So I was just like, damn. But I was away on tour, so for the first Hood Rave, I was not a part of that one, the actual, name branding of that party. But we really founded it as a space because as DJs, when you go out to the club, there's so many things that you can run into that can ruin your night. Like it's just I'm just being a woman, like so it can be it can be very tricky and very dangerous. And I definitely know this firsthand as a DJ working in nightlife. So what we wanted to do was we wanted to create a safe space. But it's for specifically the Black community, but we put a big focus on Black femmes and we center it around Black femmes and of course the LGBTQ community, and everyone is welcome, but we started in mind with just Black people, Black POs, like, and Black people of all flavors. That was our idea. So we created this safe space to where, we always shout the rules out on the mic. We stop the party like around midnight, especially when it's packed. We go over a list of rules because we want to promote that it's a safe space. It's like no homophobia, no fat phobia, all the list of all the stuff that is just icky. So we created this space and we also wanted to create a space where like musically we could be more freer and play like Black music of all sorts of like across the board because we're not just hip hop and R&B. We also founded dance music. So just we play it all. We created a lot of these styles, so we wanted a place where we could be safe, be free, and be as Black as possible. So sometimes we'll do like certain themes for the party that highlights specific parts of Black culture, but we also like keep in mind that so like our main goal was to like really create community with this party as well, and I feel like we have established that. So yeah,
It's fire. It's fire to witness the growth of it. Like,
yeah,
y'all have like, I remember when it first started to like now, and being an LA native and being here and like knowing you and
yeah,
like we knew each other, right? So,
yeah,
but the dopest part to me, and I need to give you this moment, and you've never heard me tell you this moment, which is why it's about to be dope. The dopest part to me was I have, I'm working in the entertainment industry, so I have a lot of friends who are Black in the entertainment industry, but they're not from LA. They moved here to work in entertainment and shit like that. And so some of my homegirls are like, yo, we're about to go to this hood rave party for Halloween. I'm like, you said hood rave? Like, that's fire. Okay, y'all from Atlanta, y'all from New York, y'all from Miami, like, that's fire. You feel me? Like, that's where you about to go? For sure, you finna have a time. Like, we going, let's go. So I think that's super fire to see, like, the trajectory of it over time, and just, like, the importance of creating these types of spaces, which you just were talking about. And it's super dope to see you be so intentional as the DJ.
Yeah.
You and your business partner to just be so intentional about creating a space like that, I think is like super top tier for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, want to give you flowers on that.
Amen. And I also just want to give you your props for like curating an event series, because as someone who, dabbles in event curation every now and then, honey, the logistics.
Oh my God.
And everything can go wrong, does go wrong within
everything
for hours, within days or hours of the event. Every time.
Like, I would like to take the second to really tip my hat off to Kumi, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm more so like in this situation, I'm like the team player. She's the one like really like calling the plays and like doing the organizing. She has background in organization, but like, Lord, just being like next to her, I do help in certain aspects of it, but like just watching her run everything is crazy. Like you said, everything that can go wrong will go wrong, and we just have to, even with Hood Rave, we say a quick prayer together. Like, if we don't, I know we praying on our own that it all goes, okay, because it's, and we try to be as careful as possible, like, again, the insurance and having like the right security team and the right
important.
Yeah, everybody's all hands on deck. It's crazy.
No, I think that's fire. So one of the questions that we get asked frequently on our podcast, especially in our last season, was this concept of like, how do you build your team, right? And you keep touching on this organically, so it's super dope that this is even coming up in this conversation of like knowing how to be a team player.
Yeah.
Especially when you're also a co-founder of something, like knowing and identifying like the role in the lane that people need to take up. You feel me? In order for us to get this thing done. And I value so much. Shout out to your business partner. She's dope for that.
Yeah.
Shout out, because I already know how this shit can get. So shout out to her. But like, I think that's super dope that you're already like naturally and organically talking about this concept of like, look, we co-founded something. I know my lane. I know her lane. She knows her lane. And we let each other dominate in our lane so that we could get to victory. You feel me? And I think
that part, because y'all don't both got to lead in the same way. It's like whoever got whatever type of strengths, like you tackle that, I'm gonna tackle this. We go, and me and River do the same.
Yeah, exactly. Like, listen, you do what you got. Yeah, you good. Look, I be like, Lottie, you got it. You know the socials. You got, girl. Don't worry, I got you on the logistics, and we make it do what it do. So I feel that that's fire, super fire.
Yeah,
super fire. So you're also in your multiple bag energy. You're also a DJ instructor at 1500 Sound Academy, right? So talk about
Can I just say big purr, congratulations. Just really quick. Can we just give them a really quick rundown of the magnitude of this, because 1500 is no joke.
Period.
Open the video up, y'all.
Talk your shit, Keita. Talk your shit right now, because come on, if you don't know, look it up. Talk your shit, Keita. DJ instructor Keita right here, 1500 Sound Academy. Give you your flowers. We love it. We love it.
Thank you. Yeah, just to talk about that, I'm not gonna lie. Side note, a lot of my friends, they're like, Keita, you're too humble. You need to. I know it's hard, but yeah, like it's such a blessing to be at the 1500 Sound Academy. Like, it's crazy because the year after I graduated high school, I was still like trying to be a producer at that time. I would go up to their studio when they had one in Inglewood, like, yo, I was just trying to intern, and it didn't really work out. But then, like, yeah, later down the line, this opportunity just kind of fell into my lap, and I just take it as like a blessing from God that I was meant to be there. Because I have worked at other DJ schools. Like, I worked at the Scratch DJ Academy. That's like one of the first DJ schools in the nation. And then, like, after that, I was putting on like DJ workshops. So for this opportunity to just like kind of happen to me, like, it's I'm very
So
thankful.
what you said is you've been doing the work.
Yeah.
Okay,
You were
like
prepared and the
it quote
opportunity
unquote fell
came.
into your lap because you was already doing it.
You were
Yeah.
ready for it. It was time. So, what inspired you to go into music education? Obviously, I know we went to performing arts high school, so that's super dope to see. That's why I love this concept too, is because it's full circle.
Yeah.
Like, what inspired you to be like, yo, I'm about to start doing workshops, and now, actually being an instructor?
I'm gonna be honest, it was kind of like high school definitely inspired me because I was in the Kanye West Foundation. So like it's just like just and me like because growing up, especially like I used to live like 4 blocks down from the school, we was in the hood. So me growing up being from the hood, and then you see your peers, one of my best friends got killed. Just growing up in LA, period, it's just a dangerous place. I always felt like if I was to ever make it, I want to be able to give back in some type of way. Now with the 1500 Sound Academy, it was like it's more for like adults, but yeah, I just always felt compelled to, like, if I have like something like a passion, to share that passion with others, because that passion for others could be that escape for what's going on in the world around them, you know so
Mm-hmm.
that's always been kind of my thing.
That
That
is
is
so
so
fire.
beautifully said. And can I just say, like, I really love the fact that, as both of y'all is like real LA natives, as someone who was an LA transplant, and you have when you're a transplant, you have a whole different, everyone's like, oh, Hollywood, like, da-da-da. And you like, nah, it was the hood.
Yeah,
Like I was in
ghetto.
the people don't really know about this side of things. I think a little bit sometimes with like, maybe the Compton movie or, certain rappers from out of there, but it's like, it's not all Hollywood. Like
At
it's
all.
real
At all.
life, like,
At all.
yeah.
And then when people really
No.
go to Hollywood, when like Hollywood Boulevard.
See,
Yeah.
now,
Again, as
not even
someone who
me
lives
on
in the area,
this.
can I just real side note, I didn't realize what the homeless situation was like
Oh yeah.
until I moved out there, and I was like,
It's
bro,
bad.
because New York is bad, but LA,
LA is
y'all
we
got
are
it.
that is yeah.
Y'all got it.
It is not okay. It's bad. And the unfortunate part is it's always been like that, but yeah, it's bad for sure.
Yeah.
And I think the dopest part about hearing you say just like it's funny. And it's funny because it really does show the impact, because one of the things that I've literally come back to over and over again of like, what is that like value proposition? Like, what is the thing that really inspired me? And I say the same exact thing as you. It's like, yo, when you come up in an upbringing like that, and you come from an environment where you see that you probably have some potential, but you don't even really know what to do with it. And then once the Lord blesses you with that clarity of vision of like, okay, wait, this is my passion, this is my purpose type shit. The only thing you really can do is kind of pay it forward. And I really am like, literally, we were really just like preparing for this interview, and it was like, yo, she at 1500 Sound Academy. This is insanely, like, if you only knew how much of a full circle moment this was because of Loop Dreams and just seeing the people who,
Exactly.
tried to pour into us in the best way possible at the time that they could, despite everything that happened. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just to see the full circle moment is like super inspiring. I just want to, in the middle of this interview right now, if you're watching this, please go follow DJ Keita. Go follow Hood Rave. If you're an aspiring DJ, tap in. Don't be afraid to ask questions. There are programs out there. There are DJs like Keita who will have workshops. the key to finding out about this type of stuff is following them and seeing what they have going on, because you never know who's trying to be a blessing. You feel me? So I just gotta say that, because you just spoke a bar right now about it, and it's top tier. It's top tier. I'm so proud, y'all.
Thank you.
I'm having a very. Yeah. I'm very
listen,
proud.
don't fog up my glasses.
Woo!
Don't fog up my
Period.
glasses.
Okay, let's get it a little. Yes, I'm very proud. This is dope. This is super dope. So, what's the tea on future goals? Like, talk to us. Like, looking ahead. Like, what are you inspired about? What are you excited about? Like, what are some of your aspirations that you have as a DJ and honestly as an entrepreneur, because you're building your brands and stuff like that? Like, how can we, like, what are you hoping to like grow and evolve in? What are your goals that you're trying to really reach?
That's a good question. Cause right now I feel like I'm like laying foundation for a couple of things that I want to do, but I think I'm considering getting into animation, but with beside everything else that I'm doing, DJing, I'm gonna be a DJ till I can't DJ anymore. So definitely like maybe um I'm looking to like position myself so that I could like get an agent or get signed or get a manager or something. But yeah, then I'm kind of stumped because I know.
No, we are manifesting that for you.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like,
Actually,
you talking to the
wait,
right
can I just say
thing.
real quick? I'm gonna connect you. I'm gonna connect you with someone, because I literally saw a tweet the other day of someone who's like, "Yo, I'm looking for DJ." I got you. We gonna talk.
We're gonna make some
Put
connections
us
about
in
that
the group chat.
offline
Put us
for
in the group
sure.
chat. Nah, we gonna
Definitely, most certainly, because we want to see you win for sure. No, those are, and look, those are really like, I know that question can like literally be stumping, because it's like, damn, I have this whole world that I want to do. But just you having those two specific things, which are also things that we are often like trying to like help people to navigate in this, is like, even you saying like, as the CEO of your brand, like, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to expand my team so that I can continue building this empire. Like, very wise, very smart, and super on point with like strategy of how to keep this thing moving forward. So
And
I'm
it's
excited
happening
about that.
for you, honey. Like, I'm
It's
believing
gonna
it for you
happen.
this year. Like,
It's
it's
already in
very like
progress.
you have so many things, girl. We gonna talk. It's happening for you. Like,
It's happening for you. It's in progress. I'm telling you right now. It's coming because you're prepared. Like, the wisdom, the intellect, you've been practicing it.
Yeah.
It's one thing to just, be a DJ. You got your day job, whatever it is, and you got to go home and, you do your thing at home. But it's like, you're teaching, but teaching is also helping you perfect your craft too.
Yeah,
Like, that's
exactly.
fire.
Yeah.
That's
It's such a
fire.
blessing. Like, I don't take it lightly at all.
I love that. So wait, can you talk a little bit about like, what is a session with you in the classroom look like? Like, what is that like?
We get it in, I'm not gonna lie, especially these current students that I have now. It's like we be running drills like the military. First I'll start with like lecture. We'll talk about like different topics pertaining to different things of the career. And it's a 6-month program too. But like, yeah, we start with that and then we have our lab hours. So we're just like in there and I'm just having them either go back to back, DJing, they're getting their crates together, and I'm walking through everything with them. Like, this is how this goes, or this, you should do this. There are no rules, but I got these guidelines, because as a DJ, you're still a creative, so and art is subjective, so do what you do, but this list of guidelines will help you sound that much better if you do it. So yeah, we do that. We bust out drills. I'm having them scratch. We're hitting different scratch combinations. We watch other DJ sets online, so we really like deep dive into what is it like being a DJ. I'm already having them like book spots and stuff just so they could get that experience, get their feet out there. So yeah, it's pretty fun. Like, I'm gonna give you that real. Like, it's gonna be.
you are doing it.
Yeah.
For real.
You are doing it.
I love it. I love it. Wait, so okay, tell us real quick. What are tools, like software programs? Like what are like, maybe you could give us your top few if there's more than like a
Yeah.
few, whatever. Like what are your things that you swear by? Like, nah, this is not happening without this, and this. Like, talk us through that.
Okay, so with DJing, there are like many different ways that you can DJ. There's plenty of programs. The professional one, though, if for all of my new DJs out there, I suggest that you get Serato. Serato is for your laptop. I also DJ on USB sticks though, so I have to use Rekordbox for that. So those are my two top DJ programs that I do recommend getting. Just throwing this out there, if you are a new DJ looking to buy a controller, I would suggest anything Pioneer just because they're very durable. So yeah, I swear by Pioneer, Serato, and Rekordbox.
All right, I'm 2 for 3. I feel
Ooh.
tapped in. I feel like I know what I'm doing.
Right,
I'm
period.
like,
I'm like, okay, like, I know what these are.
I love that. I love that.
We love it. We love it. Okay, so as we're coming toward the end of our conversation, our little chat here,
Mhm.
our favorite question that we love to ask: what is one gem that you would like to share with a rising creative DJ, entrepreneur, like professional, about like getting the bag? Like, what's the gem that you would like to drop today?
So I've been thinking about this because I was looking at the questions before this, and it sounds so cliche, but I just have to say, just do it. You literally have to just do it. Put yourself out there, because if you don't do it, it's just not going to happen. And still to this day, there's some things like I just have to push myself to do, because as a DJ, you're an entrepreneur. You got to have your hustle hat on a lot of the time. If you want to like be steady and make it. So you just gotta like really just, and it's everything. It's mental, it's spiritual, it's physical. You got to take care of everything just to like keep it running. So just do it scared, do it not at your best. Just do it. Just put them hours in, and eventually you'll look up, and then you'll have created all these things for yourself, and just like, oh, okay.
I have a question about that hustle hat a little bit, because I feel like people are like, okay, like how do I even get my clients, or how do I make sure I get compensated by
Yeah.
my clients? Like,
Yeah.
is there some sort of like go-to things where you're like, okay, this is what I'm gonna say, or this is like how I go about it, or?
So starting out as a DJ, there are many ways that you can start out. If you start out booking private parties like for family members and stuff, um I do recommend when you are speaking with whoever your client, you get in writing what the rate, what your pay will be, because legally you could use that word, that documentation. um but there's plenty of, you can like start with doing private events. You can go to a bar. Now, this going to bars and starting nights, it gets a little tricky because the bars will give you a percentage from the bar, depending on the bar situation though. Because not all bars do that. But they'll give you a percentage of whatever the bar makes from the night. It's not always the biggest percentage. And say if nobody comes, then you don't really, get paid. But my advice is, sometimes you might have to put yourself on. I had to do that. There were plenty of parties that I would just throw and throw and throw. For networking purposes, I would lose money by throwing them because I would have to pay other DJs and stuff. But by doing that, it's like promotional work. And as a DJ, like, yeah, doing events can be promotional work. I do not suggest that any DJ, new experience or not, do anything for free, unless it's, unless you want to, you genuinely want to, maybe it's your family, okay, cool. But get paid, because especially like in today's economy, don't play that. You are working. It took you work to download your music, that it costs. Nothing is free. Your equipment costs, your laptop costs, your USB stick may cost. get paid. Do not get paid, especially as a DJ. Like, no, you better get someone else to do it. But yeah, and then it's also like word of mouth. How many people know that you're a DJ? Because people are always throwing stuff. People are always getting married. There's always a birthday. There's always, it's always something, a baby shower. So yeah, it's just promote. I'm social media, like, you gotta be on it. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, sometimes I'm just like, oh, I'm so tired, but you gotta push yourself and promote yourself. Yeah, it's all the game. Oh yeah.
Bars were dropped on that for sure, because the biggest one though is like, do it even when you're scared, even when you don't feel like you may be at the best right now. Just still do it. Like, 10 out of 10 agree, 10 out of 10 recommend. We talk about it all the time. Like, Lottie, we talk about this. Shoot your shot. Go for it. The worst that'll happen is that you miss, and then you'll try again and it'll get better. But, like, at least you tried. Like, 10 out of 10.
I love what you said about doing your own events. Because, like, for me, like, coming from the songwriting world, I would book the studio and invite people to come. I was losing money. You already know songwriting doesn't make no bread. But, like, I made so many relationships till this day.
Yeah.
And, like, making records, I got placements and things like that. Sometimes you do got to put your own bread in, and the ROI is not going to be there.
It's not. You're not going to get the return immediately all the time.
But the relationships can be so worth it.
Oh,
like,
value.
Yeah.
It costs to network and build relationships. It's work. You have to put money and time into it. Going to lunch, you paying for the studio sessions, it's a lot.
Nah, for sure. But the investment itself, always worth it. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it from me and Lottie. Now y'all heard it from DJ Keita. Hey, look, all I'm saying is we just trying to spit some gospel to y'all real quick about how to make this happen. So, Keita, how can the Hear Us Out community, myself, Lottie, how can we be supporting you? How can we be amplifying what you're doing? What are the ways that we can be showing up for the movement that you got going?
Yeah, so, Hood Rave, you guys could follow me personally on DJ Keita Turn It Up on Instagram. But Hood Rave, you guys could also follow Hood Rave if you are interested in coming to a Black rave. Our Instagram handle is @HoodRave, INTL, like short for international. And we're now throwing them quarterly, so we will be having a Hood Rave in the summer, so just follow us and look out for that. Keep your eyes open for that. And yeah, just follow me. I'm always posting where I'm at, so.
Period. We love to see it. Y'all heard it. Make sure y'all tap in with Hood Rave. Thank you so much, Keita, for joining us on
We appreciate you. Your journey is so inspiring, seriously, and I'm just excited to watch you continue to flourish.
Thank you. I love that.
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Hear Us Out, the Music and Media Blueprint, brought to you by River and Lottie. If you love what you heard, hit that subscribe button. And of course, make sure to join our Lay Low community for exclusive updates and behind-the-scenes access. Now remember, friends, keep going, stay motivated, and stay inspired. You got this. We believe in you. See you next time.